morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this. Michelle with Treecat here. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Saturday. I am excited to talk with you guys today. I want to talk about a couple of different things. One of them being the top 6 things you should not do when you're using Treecat. And also the fact that I just recently quit my day job to go all in with Treecat and reselling. Now, let's just get into it, right? Let's just talk about it. I mean, I'm excited to go all in with Treecat now that I've left my day job. Um, you know, it is what it is. sometimes, sometimes you have to make choices. Sometimes you get pulled in 2 different directions, and that was what was happening with me. My day job was demanding more and more of my time, and Treecat and reselling was also at the same time demanding more and more of my time. And I guess this is a good problem to have, but you know, anytime you leave something behind, it's sad. And actually my last day was just a couple of days ago, so I'm still kind of processing like, you know, yeah. So I don't know, maybe you guys can relate. I know there's a lot of people that are maybe not leaving their jobs, but they're being forced out of their jobs, or they're being managed out of their jobs, or they're being fired, or they're being laid off. Like a lot of that going on right now. So I'm hoping that y'all are doing okay. But we've got reselling, and reselling is pretty cool. And Treecat is pretty cool. We got a lot of cool things that are happening in the future, and things that are happening and needing me to be here, be present, be testing the stuff, because anytime we add a new feature, inevitably it introduces bugs, and I need to be there testing it, making sure it's working. But if you're in my camp, and maybe you left your day job, or maybe were told to leave, or whatever, maybe you made a bold decision, or you're trying something completely new. It can often be challenging, right? Because you're leaving a stable paycheck behind. You are leaving a lot of structure behind. Being around other people, I'm kind of leaving that behind, leaving that job. And self-employment can be isolating, and that's one of the things that I'm concerned about. Is because I was doing reselling. Let's see. So 8 years ago, I left my other day job without a plan. I did not have any plan, and then I found reselling, and it sort of changed my life. It sort of changed my outlook. It changed everything for me. But then the pandemic happened, and I became even more isolated. And this opportunity just fell in my lap, so I took it. This was back in 2022. I took this opportunity just kind of to get out of the house and be around other people, to be totally honest with you. And so, going back to being self-employed, I gotta figure out ways to not be so isolated and lonely. So, maybe, you guys can help me with that. I've never been super great at like building community. I'm kind of more of an introvert, but I want to start building more of a community here with Treecat, so we can help each other out. And it's more fun. It's makes your day go by faster. It's more fun. So, tell me what type of content you want to see here, and tell me what I can do to, like, engage you more, and hear your voice. So let's grow this community together. Let's do this, you guys. All right. So share your comments in the comment sections. I want to hear from you. I want to learn from you, and I want to react and engage with you. Right. So your support, it means a lot to me. It really does. And every subscription, every like, every comment makes a huge difference for me as I navigate this new adventure. So yeah. So looking forward to just doing more and being here more and trying new things, and just excited for the future. All right. With that all being said, let's move on. I want to talk today about the top 6 things not to do when you're using Treecat. We get a lot of questions. We get a lot of the same repeat questions. And so I want to address those in a slightly different and fun way. Okay. So what's the first thing definitely never to do when you're using Treecat? Well, the first thing you never want to do is you never want to do your delist relist on eBay or outside of Treecat. Because what that does is it will break your match. right? And it will screw up your inventory on Treecat because Treecat serves as your central source of truth. And when you do things outside of Treecat, it's not going to recognize anything you do on your platforms until you then pull a full sync. Oops, pull a full sync and then rematch it. And then yeah, it will create a duplicate. It will create a huge mess. So don't do if you're going to do delist, relist, do it on Treecat. Don't do it on eBay. All right. So that's the first thing. Number two, um, don't forget to share your here, let's do this. Number two, don't forget to share your Poshmark closet. That is the way to get sales on Poshmark. And if you do it through Treecat, if your items are cross-listed or matched together, it's free. It's absolutely free. And it will share your Poshmark closet from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. PST, or whatever time frame you're in. It may be slightly different, but for me in Pacific Standard Time, it shares my closet to my followers from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then it will share your closet to the entire Poshmark community from 7 to 9 p.m. And then what will happen is you'll get more impressions, you'll get more people seeing your listings, and then they'll heart it, they'll make a like. And then you can go on your phone and you can make offers to those likes. And this is a proven way to get more sales on Poshmark. So that's number two. Share your Poshmark closet on Poshmark using Treecat for free. All right, number three, the third top thing that you want to make sure you do, or make sure that the top third thing not to do, okay, is you want to make sure that you save your changes. Don't forget to save your changes. Anytime you make a change on Treecat, let's say you do a cross listing, save it. Press the little blue button. Actually, I should have made this a blue button. It's a little blue button on the right-hand corner. Save a change anytime you make a change on Treecat, because it's not going to save automatically for you. You have to save that change. So if you put in a bunch of stuff, well, let's say you do autofill, it populates the categories for you. Save it before you tell it to launch. Okay, so don't forget to save your changes. Okay, number four, top out of the top six things, the number four thing is you do not want to be impatient when you're using Treecat, because Treecat does things like a human would, at the pace of a human, right? And it wants to behave nicely on the platforms, right? It queues everything up using intelligent queuing, and there's other processes that it will probably be doing at the same time, and it's queuing things up for you. So you don't have to finish one process to move on to the next process. Don't let that worry you. You can just open a new tab, start another process, work on it, and stuff is happening in the background. I think people make the mistake. They think that they have to wait, until they're done with one process. You really don't, because Treecat is actually just queuing it up for you, and then it will automate all those things. But it does take some time. We're doing things at the pace that a human would do. Okay, so we can play nice on the platforms. Number five is, let's move on to number five. Basic troubleshooting. Don't forget about basic troubleshooting. You do not want to forget about basic troubleshooting. Basic troubleshooting meaning one, are you connected to all your stores in your platforms? Are they logged in? And the way that you go about finding that is you go to your settings and you go to your platforms and you make sure that everything is logged in, right? It says I'm logged in. Says I'm logged in. And I would only click it if I want to log out. Now, we had one person who had toggled this off. So they had Mercari toggled off. They had Poshmark toggled off. Make sure those toggles are turned on. I don't know how they got their toggles turned off, if they did that on accident or what happened. But for some reason, their toggles were turned off. And I was a little bit caught off guard about that. But they toggled off this toggle thing right here, and then nothing would work. So make sure you're logged in. Make sure you're toggled. Toggle is on, and that's the first thing. Okay, the second thing is, or that's the second thing. The third thing is that make sure that you're checking your events log, and the events log is right down here, and it will tell you all the things that are happening, whether they're pending, whether they were successful. So that's the other thing, is to never check your events, right? You always want to check your events, so don't forget about checking your events. And let's see. Yeah, they'll show you the error messages if there's any, like we had somebody who couldn't figure out why, a couple of things didn't get listed because they were listings with variations, and Treecat doesn't support listings with variations. It does support listings with multiple quantities. However, we do not yet support things with variations. So we will show you in this events log all the messages and even messages from the platforms. Okay. The sixth thing that you want to make sure that you're doing. Where are we here? The sixth thing that you wanna make sure never to do is turn off your computer when you're using Treecat. Treecat needs to be running 24/7, which means you do not wanna have sleep mode on. You do not wanna have, you can reboot every once in a while, and it is smart enough to pick up where it left off, but don't expect it to work if you have your computer like, when you're asleep, if you want it to work with you when you're asleep, if you want it to, do sales detection and auto delisting when you're asleep, you have to leave your computer on, and you have to make sure that sleep mode is off. Okay, so those are the top 6 things you don't wanna do when you're using Treecat. Never delist, relist on eBay. Make sure you remember to share your Poshmark closet because it's free. Don't forget to save changes. Be patient. Don't forget about basic troubleshooting and never turn your computer off. Those are the top 6 things for success on Treecat. Okay, if you wanna jump on with a quick question, go for it. But otherwise, I might cut this short because I have some guests from out of town that are staying with us, and I wanna go hang out with them. But, since I don't see any questions in the comments, feel free to reach out to us. We're always available for you, through, our Reddit forum, through our, Calendly. You can set up a free troubleshooting or, like, a free, personal training. You can reach out to us on Treecat itself. We have the little up in the right-hand corner, this little, what do you call that? The question mark where you can do a trouble ticket. And yeah, and you can reach out to us by email, right? Support@treecat.io. So there's lots of ways to reach out to us. We want to hear from you. And like I said, um, share your comments. I'd love to hear your story, what you're going through right now, how you're building community, how you'd like me to build community here, what your you know, what your issues are, what your questions are, what your dreams are. Really, I just wanna hear from you. So reach out and, this is a real short one today, but, I'm very excited about the future. I'm looking forward to what's next with Treecat. We have a lot of exciting things happening, and I definitely wanna, connect with you guys. So reach out. Love to hear from you. And that's it for today. We'll see you next time, on another Treecat coffee chat slash energy drink chat. And you guys have a wonderful weekend. Mahalo. Bye.